So I'm not a big romance reader, but as you can tell from the title of this video, I don't know exactly what it'll be yet, but something having to do with romance books. I have a few, and I would like to just read through them this summer. Summertime seems like such a cozy time to read romance books to me. I know some people love like a good winter romance read. I don't know, something about summer just feels right. So I am gonna get into the books that I have that I could read. Again, it's not a lot, but a few. But first I wanted to talk about one that I recently read, and that is Emergency Contact. And I've had this one since freshman year of college. And if you didn't watch my last video, or probably what was my last video, I recently graduated and came back to the North Country. And so I've had that one for like 4 years and just hadn't read it. So when I came home, I decided I would read it. And I really enjoyed it. I actually did. I will have to do a video on that at some point because it's kind of fresh in my mind. And I'll go back through my texts. I love to like chat with my friends as I'm reading, which is probably not, not a new thing. I'm sure a lot of people do. But that will help like refresh my memory, and I'll talk about that one. But until then, I have some other romance books that I will be hoping to read. Now, every summer for the past, honestly, maybe only 3 years, but it's become a tradition for me. I like to read a John Green book and a Nicholas Sparks book in the summer. It just is fun. I don't know. I enjoy just like an easy summer read, and that's what I get from those two. I don't currently have a John Green book that I haven't read yet. I might be getting one by the end of the summer, but we'll see how many of my books that I do own I can make it through, because I own so many more that I have not read than I have read. The ratio is disproportionate. But I do have 2 Nicholas Sparks books as options. So the first one is The Rescue, and I think I'll read this one just because I like the pocket-sized books this summer, because I've been like going to the bridge a lot to read, or taking it with me to the beach or something, and it's really nice to just have a pocket-sized one. But I also have A Bend in the Road, and I do also like the way this book feels, and it feels a lot more like the Lucky One, not in content or anything, just literally the physical book. And I read the Lucky One last summer, and I enjoyed it. Well, like I said, I think I'll read The Rescue first, but I do have A Bend in the Road that I could read. The only other romance books I have are parts of series. So I have Me Before You and After You. And I think I will try to read both of these this summer. I really want to rewatch Me Before You because I remember really liking it until the end. But I want to read it first. So now that I have both of these, I'm going to read them this summer. They'll probably be the first like romance books I pick up. I'll probably do those two. And then Nicholas Sparks. And then after that, I'm not going to be able... Oh, I am. After that, I have the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. So I will hopefully be reading those this summer. We'll see if I get burnt out on romance books. I have other books I want to read too. Some classics, some sci-fi, some just random books that I've picked up. I did mention some of those in my last video, so check that out if you want to see what else I'll be reading this summer. And I'll try to keep y'all updated. I was going to do an entire like summer TBR video, but I don't really have a solid TBR. I have a handful of books I want to read, and then the rest of it I might just do based on like mood reading or whatever is handy at the time, whatever is appealing. I also am going to try to listen to some audiobooks because the work that I do, I listen to podcasts a lot. Like, it's very much just, I'm a cleaner, so I can listen to whatever I want while I'm working. I'm not talking with anybody else. I'm not having to interact with customers or something. So it does provide a lot of time to listen to something. And I've been listening to a podcast, and I recently got caught up on it. So there will be more episodes. But I clean for like several hours a day, and I need something to listen to. So I need to download a book, and I've been thinking about the Lord of the Rings trilogy because I've never actually made it through that trilogy. I loved The Hobbit. I read The Hobbit, breezed through it, fantastic. I started Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, or of the Ring, and I made it not too far into it. I think just coming right off of The Hobbit was not a good time to read it, and I was not a huge reader at that point. I was still kind of figuring out, what my genre was and what I like to read and how I like to read. And so Lord of the Rings just did not cut it. But I would really like to read them, so an audiobook might be the way this summer. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. We'll see if I can find a good one. Wow, that was a much shorter video than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be here rambling for a while, but that's all I have for romance books right now. I have, yeah, the only other ones I have on my shelf, sorry, my shelf is way up above my bed for my romance books, and my Michael Crichton and my Shakespeare. It's kind of random, but yeah, I have my 2 John Green novels, Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars, which I thought I had a third one. Oh, Turtles All the Way Down. So Paper Towns is not up there, actually. I don't know where Paper Towns is, but I have read that one. And then I have The Lucky One by Nicholas Sparks up there, and that's my romance collection. That's not true, though. I have a couple others. They're like old, semi-romance books, and I got them a long time ago, and they just seemed like boring adult books to me at that time, and now they feel like not adult enough. So I might be reading those. I'm not going to grab them. Well, maybe. We'll see if I can find them quickly. I might grab them. I was worried they'd be harder to find because currently my bookshelf situation is a mess. But I will be getting a new bookshelf soon, by the end of the summer at least. So, these are the 3. First there's Love Remains, which I think I started and I was like not into it. So, I'm not really sure about this one. I might end up just unhauling it and getting rid of it, but I kind of wanted to give it a try this summer. I figure if I'm reading a whole bunch of other romance books, maybe I'll really get into the genre, and I'll read this one. I also have, this one I have no idea if it's a romance book, but I got it at the same time as Love Remains, and so it feels like it's semi-romance to me at least, and that's Dewey. Let me read what it even says, because maybe it's not at all part of the dust jacket. I'll read part of that. Dewey's story starts in the worst possible way. Only a few weeks old, on the coldest night of the year, he was stuffed into the returned book slot at the Spencer Public Library. He was found the next morning by library director Vicki Myron, a single mother who had survived the loss of her family farm, a breast cancer scare, and an alcoholic husband. Dewey won her heart and the hearts of the staff by pulling himself up and hobbling on frostbitten feet to nudge each of them in a gesture of thanks and love. For the next 19 years, he never stopped charming the people of Spencer with his enthusiasm, warmth, humility for a cat, and above all, his sixth sense about who needed him most. Maybe this is not really at all romance, and I don't know how into it I am, but I did paint the edges, and I kind of feel attached to it for that reason, so I'll give it a try. But this is not as much romance as I thought it was. This next one is also not romance, and I think it's going to be really dumb, kind of middle grade, young adult, like, no idea. But that is The Karma Club, and this is another one that I've had on my shelf for forever, and I painted the edges of, and I love the hot pink. And I don't know. It's kind of, it's high school drama, whatever. But again, I've had these books for forever, and I might just get rid of them, but I might give them a shot first. Like, I'll try a few chapters, see if I can get into it. Maybe give it a read, and then send it on its way. So, anyway. Okay, so those last 3 were not, well, 2 of them were not romance, and it's possible other books in my to-be-read romance pile are not actually romance, but, I don't know, they feel like romance to me. Anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to make a list of the romance books I have and what I'm planning to read this summer, even though that's not all that I'm planning to read, but I just thought this would be a fun little video, just going over this section of my shelf. And hopefully, at some point this summer, I will have an actual, like, shelf tour. I don't know about you, I love watching those videos. I love watching a bookshelf tour, I love watching bookshelf or, like, book room renovation makeover type video. Love that so much. And I would film, maybe I'll film part of building the shelf, because my dad and I are building a shelf this summer. We built this one last summer, which if you watched my last video, sorry, this is new or old information. We did build this one last summer, and it's fantastic. I love it. It's sturdy. It holds a lot of books, but it is not big enough. And I built it this size because I was taking it back to college, and my roommate and I needed something to put our TV on, and we're like, this will be a good height, and it'll have 3 shelves, and whatever, it'll serve 2 purposes. She also is a creative writer, so we just had so many books between us, and so we split this half and half, for our last year together. But now it's all mine, and I still am filling it up. I'm going to try to film some reading vlogs, but we'll see how those go. I also don't really know how to film those, so I'm going to go watch some of Katie is reading, some of her vlogs, because she does a lot of reading vlogs, and they do very well. So I'm going to try to take some notes from her. Yeah, which if you haven't watched her, you should check her out. Katie and I started our current channels around the same time, found each other, would like watch each other's videos, comment, and support each other. It was fantastic. And she has just completely blown up since then, and that's fantastic. I'm so happy for her. And I definitely stopped watching all of her videos just because I got busy at college and didn't have time every week to watch them. But I'm going to get back into her videos. I do really enjoy them. She's done great, so a lot of other people enjoy them too. And yeah, I'm really happy for her. And then while she was doing YouTube all during her college career, I kind of just let it die. So yeah, that's on me. But here we are reviving it, and I'm excited. I'm having fun. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you're reading. Do you read romance books? And if so, do you have any recommendations? I haven't read a ton. I'm not into Colleen Hoover. I read one Colleen Hoover book. Can't do it again. Sorry. I don't care if it's... Maybe if you think that it is her best book, you can leave it, but like, I probably won't pick it up. Yeah, let me know if you have any good recommendations. And that's it. I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye.